Well, welcome everybody. We're going to get this started, and it's being recorded. If you have any coaches that would like a copy of it, we just let us know, and we'll send it afterwards. Pretty exciting day today, as everyone knows. It's the end of the month, and so people are scrambling, trying to get to that next level or get as many people. And then also with the challenge going on. It's so funny. Each challenge, I think that soon, because this is our fourth challenge, I'm thinking, man, we know everything, but they have stepped this up to such a high level now. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking to myself, man, there's about 20 things I'd like to do that I didn't do this time that I'm for sure going to do next time. So it's just one of those things that just always growing and
learning.
Mm-hmm. What we do want to announce as an announcement, this Saturday, at 9 o'clock Pacific time, we'll be doing our meeting at the Heathman. If you're close enough to come, we invite you. It's 9 to 12. I could say the meetings are just going terrific. We just have a great time. They got a great flavor to them. We're kind of correlating them to we call it TSFL Talks. It's like TED Talks, if you're familiar with any of the TED Talks and stuff. It's just really kind of a feeling of community, and people go away with a good feeling. The last time it took us about 45 minutes to clear out the room because people just wanted to be there. And so again, and you that are not close enough to come, it will be Zoomed. In other words, we will Zoom it out, invite people over to your house, sit in your living room, put it on your big screen if you got it, and you will just I just want to encourage you, because I think you will really, really love how we do these. And I brought in a famed speaker from across the world. My wife, she's going to be one of the
silly boy,
one of the teachers. But we've got just a great lineup. We do it a little different. Just to give you a little background, we bring in 5 speakers. We do talk about Take Shape, but it's more inspirational, more of what you can do to move your business forward, stuff like that. And then we try to take new people that are really excited about their business and use them as introducers. And also we bring in people to tell stories and tell their story. And so it's just a really good time. So I know it's pretty hard to sit there in your living room, watch TV for 3 hours, but we break it up pretty good to where it's not just like it just drags along. It moves along pretty good, and we change about every 15, 20 minutes onto a different thing. So we invite you to that. We'll be posting the Zoom number on our health club, and then also if you want it, be sure and email me, and I want to make sure everybody gets it that wants it. So it's just a terrific time.
And tell them the theme.
The theme is dreams and visions for your life and for life of others. And so that's what we've built. All the speakers have had that theme for about 3 weeks to a month, and they've built their talks around that and stuff. And so I've had the privilege of watching Sue prepare for hers, and I know all the other speakers take that dedication and time too. So it'll just really, really be good. So come if you can. If not, Zoom in and see us.
And I think it'll make everybody really reevaluate why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Let's get back to our roots and our foundation of why we got involved in Take Shape in the first place. And so
for new coaches, I think it'll inspire, and for people that are looking at the business, or people that are looking at becoming on program, it's really, really going to be interesting. So what we want to do now is kind of open line. Maybe some of you have some exciting things you would like to share. We want to hear about it. Maybe you have questions. I'm not going to jump into the challenge because we've been pretty inundated with that. But if you have challenge questions, which I do have one, by the way, that keeps popping up, and I haven't had the answer to it. But I want to hear from you guys first. So any questions or anything on the challenge, or maybe something that's exciting's happened in your business?
I was wondering, my sister signed up just yesterday, and they were supposed to prorate, their weight loss because she missed the first 2 weeks, but it still says 6%. Will they do something later to adjust that, or how's that going to work?
My understanding is they do not prorate the weight; they prorate the points.
Okay.
That's my understanding. Okay. So it makes it a little more challenging coming in this way. But my understanding is that they prorate the points, not the weight. So okay, so it'll be a little bit more challenging, but she can do it. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone got a story they'd like to share with us?
Diana?
Me unmute. Am I unmuted?
Yes.
There you go. You're good.
Well, it's just been awesome. I really appreciate the surveys that are coming back. And pretty much everybody that's in my room is either a client or has been a client. I have one new coach that's on, and that's been good. And I just appreciate the interaction. Everybody's participating. They're posting, encouraging one another, and it is very addicting.
Yes.
Very fun.
As we see by people not coming on the meeting because they want to finish up with the points before they get. Not mentioning any names though, but one of the things I want to say that we've done a little more of this time than last time. It seemed like the first couple of challenges we ran out got what coaches that we wanted to be with us and a few clients. And then we kind of pushed our coaches out of the nest, and we got our clients to really get involved. And this time, Sue and I have got about 50% clients and about 50% people that have never been on program. Some people we don't even know and stuff. And it's pretty exciting. As you know, they started the scholarship. Oh, let me say that they started the scholarships yesterday. And for anybody that is not a client or hasn't been a client in the last year, if they in their survey they say right there that they're interested, and they'll put them into a drawing, and I'm pretty sure everyone will get a $50 scholarship. So that's really enhanced. As we move down the road, they're going to do that same thing for anyone interested in coaching, and so you can see that a lot of the pool money is to help people get started on program and help new coaches get started as far as becoming coaches and stuff. So it's really, really exciting. But again, that factor that we didn't have before is having these people that we don't know or people that are just, and I think the surveys that we talked about are very, very important because they tell us a lot. I mean, these surveys will tell me when I call that person to see how they're doing or touch base with them, if they said pretty much, I'm not interested in program, or no, I don't want to know any information, that's fine. I just basically use that. But at the same time, if they said, well, I'd like to have a little more information about this program that a lot of people are on, then that opens the door. And it really kind of lays the foundation for us. One of the things that we find is you have to get back to your people that are in the contest. They're just not going to supernaturally, be sucked into to becoming a client. It's not that we suck anybody in, but you know what I'm saying? It takes a little bit of work. But have a little vision for the future. When we go, and this is going to happen again in January, because of course that's the big month of everybody looking at, they're looking into diet and everything else. I really want to really spend time going out and putting together different teams and stuff like that kind of challenge each other and stuff. So there's so many things we can do, but anyone else have something to share?
I wanted to share how there really is some side outcomes from doing the challenge and having the team. I have a client in Atlanta, Georgia, and she's kind of shifted her friends that she runs around with. She's not running around people that drink a lot and eat all the wrong stuff anymore, and because she wants to be dedicated to getting healthy. And she was telling, I talked to her today, and she said she had a sense of loneliness inside of her until this teen challenge came along. And now she feels so connected to everybody. She's on there every day chatting, the huddle calls. She feels she's created a family. And
Yeah.
I'm actually very emotional about it because how exciting to see that come out of it.
Yeah.
And has anyone else seen that activity on their team wall? How the people are interacting? In fact, we have.
Yeah, Jack,
Go ahead.
I had the same experience. Had a potential client that I'd known for about 6 months, and she's just kind of wasn't ready to get started, wasn't ready to do it. She was had some anxiety about trying another diet, and then everything you tell them that it's not a diet, but she was at a meeting that I was at when I talked about the national challenges. She came up to me afterwards and said, I want to do that. And so she joined the challenge, and she's same sense of community. She's getting all her points. She's all fired up. She sent me or gave me a picture today of week 0, week 4, and week 6. So she was on the program a little bit before the challenge. And it's pretty amazing. You can just see her shrinking. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. I'll put it up. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let's see. There, can you see that?
Yeah.
Week 0, week 4, week 6.
Wow, that's great.
Oh.
So I asked her if she had been taking her dress in because obviously it's been shrinking. I said, your dress is getting smaller. Have you been taking it in? So that's a complete turnaround. I mean, somebody that just felt comfortable starting a challenge where she didn't feel comfortable just doing it on her own. So
Yeah.
I've seen from several other clients too. So this is the first challenge I've been involved in, and
Great.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
It does put an excitement in you for next time, even though we're in, this is only starting week 3. We're not even halfway, but it just says, I'm learning some things. I want to do some things. But I think the most powerful thing is the community. People in there, they won't say it outright. Well, they do say it sometimes on their team wall, is that so-and-so will have 3 more points and stuff, and I've got to catch them. I'm not going to let them have more points. And it's a good thing. It's not I'm going to beat them at no cost kind of thing. So.
And they get points for writing on the challenge wall, but a lot of them really share.
Yeah.
I don't know if they realize that when they started out, but they really share their innermost feelings, and it's like, wow. And then other people jump in. Yeah, it's a great system.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like it.
Now, just to let you know, starting yesterday, and hopefully all of you got this, is that the realization is that there's about 600 or 700 teams just in the Miller Hotel, and there's only one team going to win $1,000. And so the realization is really setting in. I guess you can see where you're placed and stuff. And some of these teams are, if you're not in probably the top 10 or 15, your chances are slim. But the majority of the money is going to go in the weekly thing. And the weekly thing is this: everybody that maxes out their points, because there are people that will get every point that's allowed. So let's say there's 100 people at the end of the week, could be 1,000, I don't know, at the end of the week that have the max points for that week, and that's from Monday to Sunday. They'll be put in they'll get all their names will be posted that these people got the most points for the week, and then whatever pool money that they've set aside for that weekly it will be dispersed. Now, you're not gonna go retire on it, but I think the whole idea of that, hey, look, there's my name, and hey, I won a little cash, is going to be, and that's going to, and every Monday it starts over again and goes to Sunday, and so for the last 4 weeks of the challenge, people that really get in there, do their points, will be up there and get their names in lights, I guess you could say. Now, one thing I was going to ask, I have never seen yet how to get Zoom points. Now, you guys, maybe someone can help me with that. I've looked on the wall, I've looked everywhere, and I just don't see it. So anyone that can help me with that?
Hi, I understand that if you post your Zoom link on the wall and then someone clicks on it there, they get their points.
Okay, so I need to go do something on my wall?
Well, do you have your link on your wall?
No, I just put it through. I have everybody's email, and then I send it all to them at one time.
Because I think you have to put it on the wall, because there's a place to post it on the wall.
Got it.
And then after the Zoom meeting's over, so like I have one tonight, so when it's over, then there'll be a place where they can say I attended, and that's where they get their point.
Thank you, Diane.
That's what I understand.
I will go look at that between this meeting, and we have our follow-up Zoom right after this too with our challengers. But somebody else share what's going on.
Yeah.
We have ours on Saturday morning. And it was there right in the beginning where you could click on it. If you attended it, you could click on it. And then it disappeared. And so it hasn't been there since. So it was brought up last night on Terry's. You were there, Jack.
Yeah.
Terry said that if you know you know who's on your meeting.
Yeah.
And you can send that to the Meltdown Challenge people, and that they will give them credit, because it's still not showing up if it's showing up for some, it's not showing up for everybody. I would say the majority last night on Terry's call, it wasn't showing up for.
Okay, good. So any other exciting things going on? I want to talk a little bit about you guys in a second, but anybody else want to share something? Okay. Sue, is anyone there? Someone's going to say something? Okay.
I was just going to ask you, so was she saying that you would be able to tell the challenge that we had this Zoom meeting tonight?
Yeah, now this isn't a challenge Zoom meeting. This is a coach's Zoom meeting. But I mean, you can still count it, because basically it's saying, did you do a Zoom meeting? And so we talked the challenge so much in this meeting, you could, but yes, you could. Well, I'm trying to think. You would have to be in my room to go to my wall and be able to click that. So.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So okay.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. But anyway, Sue and I, we've been doing this almost 6 years, getting close to 6 years now of coaching and stuff, and we've been pretty fortunate. We've got some great leaders in our organization. A lot of fine coaches are on this call tonight. But as we move into this era of the challenge and stuff, as coaches, and as you get new coaches, there's two things, and this always goes back to the root of Take Shape for Life. One, as a coach, take care of your clients like they need to be taken care of. Sometimes we get busy and stuff, but there's steps, of taking care of them in that first week. There's things you do to take them along in the weeks that go along. And then as they convert over to coaches, be sure that you treat those new coaches just like you did your new clients. You walk that first week with them. You see what, give them step 1 and 2, then 3 and 4, and take them along there. And so we're real fortunate. We have some just great coaches that help and stuff. So we want to say thank you, one, for always being faithful to here, but also thank you for being the coaches that you are and stuff. So, okay.
I want to hear from somebody. Come on now, don't be shy.
Maybe they don't have anything to say.
Maybe they have a question or maybe a struggle. Anybody?
I hate to be talking all the time, but we have 2 out of our 17 that just haven't kicked in. I mean, they're at 0 basically.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, I don't know at all. Somebody else introduced her, and I've talked to her on the phone and all that. She was going to go get a scale. I said, you don't have to wait for, we've gone through all this. And the other team members are getting frustrated because they're working on building up their points as a team, so it's like, but I said, but this is supposed to be fun, so we can't get, nasty on this. But do you have any suggestions? I've called, I've emailed, I've texted.
One, I think it's in how you frame it, you'd probably be better at it than I would, but one, now that the thing has started, winning that $1,000, especially if you got it. I'd say the perfect scenario to try to win that $1,000 is you handpicked the 10 people that you, from your experience, you knew they were going to be go-getters. They were going to meet all their goals. They were going to knock all the points out of the park. They were all going to invite 30 people apiece to the challenge, all those things. But the reality of it is, the reason I got into it, Claudia, and the reason you got into it is we want to change people's lives. I want the opportunity of a person that I may never have met, that somebody invited them into my challenge room, our challenge room. I want the opportunity to, at least if they want, help them live a healthier, happier life and to give them the tools for that. So did I ever get into this thinking my team was going to win that $1,000? I really didn't, because I've done these challenges. I knew there were going to be 600 rooms, and so the competition was going to be steep. We put 17 or 18 people into our room. Every time you add a person to your room, you're adding a possibility. Do we have a couple of people that are maybe not 0, but 15 points, 20 points? Yes, we do. But, I'm hoping the most part, if I can just keep encouraging them, hey, just come in. It's all right where you're at. Don't worry. We want you to really see, because don't you love what they see when they go racking up the points? Don't you really love that? And so that's really what we want for them. So in that, we're hoping that they'll get in there and that'll change them to where they'll make a decision to get healthy. And that's what I try to convey is to the team that, the number one thing is we want to get healthy.
Right.
And we're all winners. The people that are racking up the points, they're winners. So.
Yeah, I know. And we try and diffuse that, because real competitive people say, hey, what's wrong with so-and-so? They need to get going.
Yeah.
But we try and diffuse that as much as possible, pointing back to getting healthy.
Yeah. And there is 1 or 2 on every team.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have, just think if you have a team of 10 and then you find out 2 of them don't never, other than logging in and get their picture in, they just don't do anything. That happens and stuff. But again, how many times have we shared the program with people and you look, man, this will change their life, and they're like, just looking at you with a death stare. And then all of a sudden, 6 months, a year later, they get in and then they're yelling at you, when's my food going to get here?
So we're going to keep running these challenges.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So
that's exciting too. So
Here's a question for you guys.
Okay.
There's a few people in our room, and I'm not the coach of the room, okay?
Yeah.
The Carters decided to just start a room and put a few of their coaches in there and just see how this challenge goes.
Yeah.
So I'm not the coach in the room. And there's a few people on our team that I don't know who they are. Most of them are my clients, but there's a few of them I don't know who they are. And there's a few of them that are not engaging and getting points like you were talking about. Mm-hmm. Any suggestions on reaching out to them? Make a comment, ask them.
Well, there's 2 things you could do. You could approach the coach of the room, Carters. Mm-hmm. You could approach them and say, hey, and I would imagine, I know the Carters, I imagine they're reaching out and they're, it's kind of like we all kind of like, what can I do? So they're probably doing that. The other part of it is, as a team player, you could post on the room, hey, everybody, let's unite as one group. Let's all work together without calling anybody out, because, we've all got a couple of those people in our room that there's just nothing you can do about it. So there's other than encouragement and having your whoever's coach of the room encourage you and follow. Mm-hmm. We get the same thing in our room. People saying, why don't you talk to so-and-so and say, we have and stuff. But we remind them that this is kind of like the health journey. Mm-hmm. We want them to be moving forward. Some just move a little slower than others. Yep. And most people understand that. And we remind them from this point on anyway, chances of your team winning the 1,000 is really narrow, but chances for you winning money is very great. So if you go and get every point possible every week, you'll win that pool money every week.
Plus, we don't want the contestants, especially those that aren't on program, to have a sour experience, because they may come back and be all in on the next challenge. Right. Just like I tell our clients, I'm not your food police. I haven't said, well, it's my anniversary. What do I do? And I said, well, you'll be out of fat burn. You need to know that if you have cake. And, I'm not going to tell you not to have cake. It's the same thing. We can only encourage and not give them a sour experience. Because we don't control them. We can't try to control them. So
it's frustrating though. We all of us that are kind of A-type that just,
we're all A-type personalities, right?
Why don't they get in there, get the points? We're doing it. It's not
that hard.
It doesn't take
10 minutes.
It doesn't take long, but hey, we just got to live with it. So. Okay. Anybody else? Well, we're coming up on the time, and what I want to say is next week we're going to try to bring a little teaching more. We try to make sure to get the challenge off the ground. Today's the last day for people joining the challenge, so we'll be talking a little bit about scholarships and really playing on that. Like Diane, I was thinking when you're saying that a couple of people, if they would actually join the challenge, those people join the challenge tonight, it costs them $20. They put their names into the scholarship, and then the program money, they would get $50 back on PayPal sent to them for becoming a client. So that's different things. People are working different angles. I've been watching all the activity today, and people are very active about grabbing up those scholarships, which is good because there's a lot of them out there for them. So. Okay, anything else? Any questions, comments before we close off? We're at about the 30-minute mark, and we've got to fire back up for the next Zoom meetings, which will be the challenge. Now, let me ask you guys a question. How long are your challenge meetings going? Because we've been running about 15, 20 minutes. Just let everybody get in that's going to get in, ask any questions, encourage them, and then send them on their way. Is that about right for everybody else that are doing Zoom meetings?
Ours runs about 20 to 30.
Yeah, just depending on the discussion you got, yeah. So, yeah, Diane said 20 minutes, yeah. So we're all doing about the same. Main thing is they get in, they get their Zoom, they check in, get their Zoom points. It's kind of like for those that are on program, you can follow up on them. I love to, if I know who's going to be there and I know they're really doing good on program, make sure that they talk to them a little bit before we start, where they can give a little, their story, and then be an influence on those in the room that aren't on program. So
that was a great idea. He said last night.
Yeah, so it's been working really good. So, well, with that, we're going to close off unless anyone raises their hand. I got a question. Or come on.
I got a question.
Okay, go.
So these Zoom meetings, challenge members are getting extra points for listening to
coming into the chat. Yeah, coming into the Zoom meetings, yes.
So you could be in the challenge and get all your points every day, but if somebody else is attending a Zoom meeting, they're going to get more points than you.
Yes.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
All right. So how do we get in on a Zoom meeting?
Well, this is the part, and I'm just going to be straight up. You could come into our Zoom meeting at 6:45, but I'm wondering how you're going to get points, because you would have to if I understand the way Diane was explaining to me, you have to go in on the challenge wall and hit our links, and my Zoom meeting wouldn't be on your team wall. Diana, you
So somebody from our team would have to do a Zoom meeting, or can we be invited to your Zoom meeting?
There's been people merge, and I'm not sure. It's the points that got me confused. You come into my Zoom meeting and you're more than welcome, but the question is, where's that link for you to check on your challenge wall? That's the part I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I wonder if you can invite another team to your meeting?
I've got a couple teams coming into our meetings now.
Yeah.
So my question is, that's why I asked about the points, because they would have to come into I don't know if they come into my challenge wall to get credits or my team wall. That's the part I don't know.
Or when you invite them, does the Zoom meeting show up on their team wall?
No, not that I know.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know. This is the part that I'm not that certain of. I'll spend some time trying to figure it out, okay? Because I had questions too. Go ahead.
I think, like Claudia said, though, that this is one of the things that they're still working on, because I know that that's how it was supposed to work. Because so I've been always putting my links there, and you're right, Claudia. Now that you say that, you're right. The button did disappear, but it was there.
Yeah.
I think last week, right after my meeting.
Well, this is the good.
Okay.
This is the good news. Is all those people that don't have Zoom meetings are not getting any less points because we can't get the points that we tried to get.
That's not good. I didn't see that as good.
I'm trying to make the person that don't have a Zoom meeting feel better.
What about the people that are in Zoom meetings?
Hey, can I ask another question? Anything about it? I know you guys got to get going, but the apps, is the iPhone app working? I heard that the Android one is glitchy.
I don't use it. So
Just wondering. Anybody?
Stacy, our daughter, uses it. She loves it. So
She
but
has an Android.
She has Android. So.
Yeah, so the iPhone, not yet.
Well, not that I know of. It could have.
Well,
I stopped trying. I stopped doing it. So.
She tried it on my phone, yes.
Oh, did you? Okay. All right. Well, we don't mean to cut the meeting, but we do need to get ready for the next one. If you're more than welcome to rejoin the next one and be with us, we are very, very thankful for each and every one of you. Okay.